Hey guys, never done live video before, so I'm just gonna wing this and probably fumble through it a whole lot. But yeah, let's I'm gonna give it a try, see how this works. Probably help with uploading some videos if I just do it live, anyways. So do a little practice, potentially get better over time. Anyways, currently in St. John's, Newfoundland. I think it's November 12th. Just finished heading to Cape Spear and back. Truthfully, physically, the hardest, it seemed like the hardest day of my entire life. Not the longest day as far as kilometers. Only 20 kilometers there, 20 kilometers back, so about 40 kilometers. Anyways, maybe what I'll do is I'll just backtrack for a second to maybe explain how I did get to St. John's. Anyways, Saturday, the 9th, November 9th, I caught a ride with my parents to Sydney, Nova Scotia. And actually, kind of what happened was 20 minutes before my dad arrived with the U-Haul trailer for all my gear, I got an email from the ferry to say that the ferry got canceled for that night. I was supposed to leave at 11:45 p.m. Saturday night. But anyways, these things happen, so Dad showed up. We loaded my gear, took the Wood Island ferry to Nova Scotia. On the way to the ferry, because we weren't exactly in a rush anymore, stopped at some family friends. Actually got very lucky. We ended up spending the night there, so I got to sleep in a nice warm bed instead of the ferry terminal. Because I would have been stuck in the terminal waiting for the Sunday morning ferry. Anyways, so spent the night in Englishtown. Thanks John and B Pike, appreciate it. Sunday morning got to the ferry. Left at I guess it was 11:45 a.m. and I don't know, I think we got into Newfoundland, I don't know, 8 p.m., 7:30 p.m. So I spent the night in the ferry terminal in Port aux Basques. It wasn't horrible. I have this massive minus 60 Fahrenheit sleeping bag, so I was actually able to get pretty comfortable, all things considered. And then Monday morning, 8 a.m., caught the bus from Port aux Basques to St. John's. Long bus ride, like 13 hours. Got into St. John's last night at 9 p.m. And I think by the time I decided I should probably check into a hostel. Just because I did have some reassembly for the bike, just making sure that it was going to fit on the bus without any problems. So, and it was raining last night, so it was a good thing that I actually got a hostel. So checked in about 10 p.m. By the time I got myself organized with all my gear and this and that and what little reassembly I needed to do, it was like 1 a.m. this morning. Realized that there was a bunch of things I wanted to check out in St. John's. So realistically, just to leave here this morning and then continue on my ride was just not realistic. So I realized pretty quickly, I'll come back to the hostel for tonight. And then just basically the plan was to spend today sightseeing more or less St. John's, and then, anything I missed out I would, do tomorrow morning kind of deal. Anyways, actually got a really good night's sleep last night, and so it was not easy pulling my butt out of bed. So I got a fairly late start, but I think between the bus and everything that's going on, this and that, and the ferry and whatnot, I can't even remember the last time I got a good night's sleep. So yep, I slept in. Anyways, the plan, was basically get to Cape Spear to start the ride kind of officially kind of deal. Man, I know a lot of cyclists are probably laughing because, obviously a lot of cyclists have been there and back kind of deal. But most of them have started in most of them started in Vancouver or whatever, and that was where they finished. For me, yeah, kicked my butt. I'm not even going to publicly admit how many times I had to stop and take a rest. I'm not going to admit how long it took me to get out there or back. But the good news is I did it. Like I said, I don't know, it feels like it was the physically hardest day of my life. And I did it. So it does actually give me courage for the future. I have been 6.5 years a long-haul truck driver. So this is kind of and I did my first bike tour in 2011. So that was 8 years ago. So not exactly exercising any of these muscles in almost 8 years, for the most part. So yeah, this was basically Anyways, yeah, it was a demanding day. It's just all hills. It was just up down. It's just crazy. But that's my point is I did it. My legs just felt like jelly, but at the end of the day, when I was coming back into St. John's, I saw the street lights and the headlights. Oh man, I was strong getting back. So I know there are tougher days ahead of me, but I think by the time those tougher days reach me, I'll have a few miles under my legs. So yeah, I actually feel pretty confident about the future. But man, what a day! So this has sort of changed the next few days about how just the plan, because like I said, I didn't anticipate Cape Spears taking the whole day. So I still haven't seen a whole lot of St. John's, and like I don't know when I'll ever, I think it's safe to say I'll never get out here again. So I think the plan is tomorrow is just to tour around St. John's. Like I said, there's some pretty cool places around here that I'd love to check out. So I'm probably going to I'm going to spend tomorrow touring around and then come back to the hostel tomorrow night. And so I think today's Tuesday, I guess. Yeah, so I'll spend Wednesday around St. John's. Hopefully I can check out everything that I want to check out. I think maybe I'll leave my gear here just because I'll be in town, which means I can go a little bit quicker. And then maybe Thursday morning I'll leave St. John's, kind of deal. I definitely I knew that. I definitely overestimated what I could physically do, and it's all good. I did know that there was going to be challenges that were going to completely change things or whatever. So yeah, I'm not going to break any speed records over the next few weeks. So be it. It's ride your ride, as they say. Sorry mom, I might not make it to PEI for Christmas. We'll see. Who knows? But yeah, it'll probably take me. I think it's going to take me a few weeks to get these legs into shape. They definitely feel like jelly, that's for sure. Other than that, I guess that's this video's probably gone on for a while, so yeah, maybe here I'll just I'm in the hostel. Sorry, where's my bike? Can't see because it shows all you guys in there, so I can't even see what's at the bottom of my screen, but there's the bike. I don't know, I'll get better at this, whatever. You've seen photos of the bike, but whatever. Actually, maybe just two things. I know there's a bunch of cyclists laughing their asses off at me, and that's okay. Like I said, hey, I'm 46 years old. I put poetry on my website, so I can handle you laughing at me. But anyways, in regards to gear, just some side notes. For the first time, I Like I got a pair of those padded shorts that you wear under your pants. Man, what a difference. My legs may feel like jelly, but my ass feels great. So the padded shorts, definitely the way to go that way. The other thing is I got the with my base layers, they worked really well. I mean, it wasn't a freezing day by any means, but it was a cold day. You know, I'm in Newfoundland and it's the middle of November, so it's not exactly summertime temperatures. And with just being so physically, like just exerting myself physically, I can't imagine how many buckets of sweat that I sweated, and I did not freeze. I mean, like I said, it was cold or whatever, but I have these fishnet base layer. I got it from wiggies.com, and you know, there was times where I was wet with sweat, but I can't believe how quickly it just pulled that sweat away. Like I said, I'm in Newfoundland in the middle of November, and I did not freeze. I actually stayed pretty warm, all things considering. You know, because that's another thing is I've never really done this whole base layer kind of deal. I've never had to, you know, I mean, I've pedaled in the winter, whatever, but, you know, just an hour or two at a time. So this fishnet base layer underneath the merino wool, I think I don't know, I'm not going to pretend to understand what it's all about, but I think it leaves, you know, this small barrier between your body and the wicking material of the merino wool, and it's also wicking material. It just sucked the moisture away. So I'm really pleased with this fishnet base layer. So anyways, that's, you know, as far as the biking community goes, it worked really good. So anyways, I think then we'll just call that a night, and you know, I'll do this a bunch of times again or whatnot, because I think it worked out pretty good. Like I said, give me some time, I'll get better at it. All right, thanks. Oh, and also, guys, you know, the support's been crazy. Some of the emails, Perry Stone, never met the man. He's sent me some amazing messages and emails of support that I just cannot. I cannot thank him enough. Kind of deal, but yeah, I mean, tons of support and messages and whatnot. So just, yeah, thanks. I appreciate all of it. Other than that, that's it. Okay, bye.